Good evening, Eric Arnold here in the sports barn. Eric, the Big E Arnold. It is just crossing midnight into July 16th. This is the episode where we're going to, well, I take that back. This is take two. We're going to break it up into National League, American League. The over-unders, who's going to win the divisions, who's going to be in the playoffs, who's going to win the World Series, who are we betting, who are we fading. We're going to do the National League, first National League. I swear if I do a million of these videos, I'll still screw them up. I just shot the whole thing all together and the thing crapped out because it was too long. So there you have that. Highlight of my day, right, MJ? So I'll just make another video. Just do it over again. What the hell? Got nothing else to do, right? So the National League. What do we have here? Let's give you the basics of what's on the board here, okay? What we have here is the team. Now these are in my order. So, you know, stop it right now, and then you can just write it down, and you don't have to listen to what I'm going to say, if that's what you choose to do. This is America, sort of, and you can go ahead and do what you want to do. The number is the book. I got these numbers, these over-under numbers. That's the wins out of 60 from Bet Online, a bookmaker I use, among others. They haven't stolen me money. They have not stolen money from me yet. So that's the best endorsement I can give them at the moment. So 33.5, for example. Now this VIG number here, as you notice, there's minus numbers next to the teams. That's the VIG. The number written there is for the over. All for the over, just to keep it uniform. Bet Online's default number is minus 115, minus 115. If that tells you anything. Normally, a 50-50 proposition, a bookmaker will put 110. You know, that's fair, vigorous. That's traditional vigorous. Minus 115 is a screw job. What that says is, we have no idea what's going to happen in this 60-game season, so we're not going to get blindsided by somebody that's got inside information. So we're going to make you pay to play these over-unders. You know, my view on it, you're getting screwed there with that VIG. But for the interest of presenting the information, here it is. So now why are some of these numbers different? And I'm going to take a breath here. Since I'm only covering the National League, I don't have to rush through this. I can take my time, I hope. Check the video is still running, so I don't have to start it all over again. Depending on which way the money's coming in, I believe the book is simply adjusting the VIG and not the number itself. So, for example, here at the bottom you have Pittsburgh, 25.5 wins, minus 130. What that means is that money is coming in to the over, that people believe that the Pirates are better than 25.5. So the bookie, in order to kind of even it out a little bit, is put it at minus 130 to play the over. So that means you just have to pay more if you want that over. Apparently not many people think they're going to go under the 25, and that's why it's at 130. So that's why these numbers are different. So that's what they mean. Let's tell you what I think they mean. I put Atlanta on top here in the NL East. Atlanta was the best team last year for the regular season. Washington obviously got on a roll in the postseason. I don't believe that this Washington team is as good as the team they had last year. Plus, I think the circumstances do not favor Washington, the defending champions. It's just an abortion of a year, and I just think that there's going to be a very, very strong urge to just simply sit back and count your money. You've won. You have a ring. People toasted you from Capitol Hill to the Jefferson Memorial. You were the big heroes. When there's that, it's late and the game's tied in the 8th inning and we're trying to grind out another win, I don't know. I just think there's going to be an urge to simply take it bats off, I think, for Washington. Plus they lost Anthony Rendon, one of their best players. So not really liking Washington. Still have that top line pitching, but we like Atlanta to win that division. The rest of this is, the Phillies are dreck. That team sucks. That's a team that has a bunch of high-priced free agents. 60 games, they don't know how to win. They're not going to learn how to win in 60 games. Don't like the Phillies. The Mets, or the Miami, they just have no talent. The Mets, I have no feeling one way or the other about them. DeGrom's back injury, that could throw it one way or the other right there. If he's really hurt, that's 32.5 is a gift. You would play the under. There's no way in the world the Mets are going to finish at 500 or better without a healthy DeGrom. So we'll take Atlanta on top. The Central's interesting here. The book is simply taken 4 teams and ranked them all at 31.5 wins, which would extrapolate out over a whole season to about 85 wins. It's like, I guess they just figure, they're all 6 of one, half dozen of another. I don't know. I think there's some differences here between these 4 teams. Here you got a team in St. Louis that's actually won some things. There's his Cubs. They've got a ring. Milwaukee, that's one of your best return on investment teams in the past couple of years. And then you got the Reds, who haven't won anything, have chewed up more money of bettors' money. I think they're right down there with Detroit and Baltimore as far as that goes. So why suddenly are these guys ranked up here with these accomplished good teams? I have no idea. That might be the best bet of the whole damn thing. Fade the Reds. At 31.5, oh man, for half an hour in the early 90s, I lived in Missouri. Show me, Reds. Show me. And then you got the Pirates, 25.5, and people are betting the over. I don't see it. I don't see it. That's a team I would feel comfortable taking the under on. I like St. Louis. That's a team we like. We like their pitching. Pitching and defense. So we definitely like St. Louis. And then the West, of course, you got the Dodgers. I don't think there's going to be any surprise here. I think the Dodgers are going to be the easy division winners. The only real question is, can they get there by Labor Day? 37.5 is a huge number. Is this a team that's going to be in a fist fight to win the division in the last week to stay out of the one game of death, or will they have it locked up by Labor Day? They'll probably have it locked up by Labor Day because the rest of that division, as you see, the rest of it is all very bunched up, and they think their next closest rival is at 30.5. They're expecting the Dodgers to boat race that division, and they probably will. I don't have a feeling about the Dodgers one way or another. We got that up arrow with Arizona. This is the one I probably have the best feeling of. These two right here, San Francisco, San Diego. San Diego above 500. Above 500. We're down here in Reds territory. What's this team ever done? Why suddenly do they deserve to be above 500? Show me, prove it to me. Whereas San Francisco, 24.5, that is telling me they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Almost as bad as the Detroit Tigers. I don't see it. This is an old team, not necessarily a terrible team. You know, there's still some pride on that team. There's still some veterans that know how to win. You know, that's a team I could see just going out there and doing a professional job and not giving up because, you know, when I got 3 rings on my fingers, or for that matter, any rings, I bet if I went up and down that roster, half of them got some kind of ring on their finger. Those are guys that I think might just say, you know what, I'm going to do my pro job tonight, and I'm going to give you professional at-bats just because that's what I do. And I'm not just going to give you the game. So I like the over with the Giants. Absolutely. 24.5, yeah, that's a team that we're not going to be afraid to play the Giants at all. So what does it all mean? What does it all mean? Well, let's see. As we say, we have the Dodgers winning the West, Atlanta probably winning the East, probably not, you know, probably be a couple games that went by. St. Louis winning the Central, and then we're going to take Milwaukee and Washington in the game of death. I think that would be fun. That'd be a rematch of last year. Who's going to come out of the National League? Is this going to be the Dodgers' year? You know what? I don't think it is. I really don't. This is a team that's starting to find ways to lose. Despite how talented they are, my God, what a talented team. You know, this is a team that should be remembered with, say, some of the great National League juggernauts of past years. You know, this is a team that could be the Big Red Machine in the 70s. And they're not getting it done. You know, now that I mentioned the Big Red Machine, really, that's a pretty good parallel to what I think is going to happen. The Big Red Machine, 1973, best team in baseball, probably. Played a terrible, lucky to be in the playoffs, New York Mets team, 5-game series. Reds prohibitive favorites. They lose. They get in a short series with a team with top-line pitching, Tom Seaver, and they get beat in 5 games. One of the biggest upsets in baseball history. Next year, the Reds finish up the track. 74, they're up the track. And then after they had that lousy year, then they finally put it all together. So I kind of think this is a 74 for these guys. They finished with the huge upset to the Nationals last year, and this is going to be their up-the-track year. Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs, but we're not picking them to go to the World Series. We are going to pick the St. Louis Cardinals. Hey, it's as good as anything, right? We're going to take the Cardinals. I don't know who's going to beat who. I don't know will the Cardinals beat the Dodgers? Will somebody else beat the Dodgers? I don't know. We're just going to take the Cardinals to be in the National League side of the bracket. So what else do we got to talk about? We got the American League yet to do. So for you National League fans, like I said, we like San Francisco, the over, San Diego under, definitely under on the Reds, over on Atlanta, over on St. Louis. You know, it's not rocket science really for me. I'm just trying to pick out what are historically good franchises and what are historically bad franchises. Because I think that thread runs through. Doesn't always hold, but, you know, I think you're going to, if you bet St. Louis versus San Diego, and you bet St. Louis every time, I think you're going to end up making money, you know, as an example. So, that's your National League. Let's shut her off, and then we'll come right back and do the American League, and then you'll have it. So, thanks for being here. We're getting it done. We're almost there this season. Games are about to start. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Thanks for being here.